Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So I did not plan to shoot a video for you guys today. However, something just happened where I figured it wouldn't hurt to at least share it with you, as it served as a good reminder to me, and I figured might as well share that reminder with you guys too. So admittedly, I think I've become pretty lazy when it comes to performing my own maintenance and my own modifications. Although I've done 90% of everything, right? I mean, everything you see here, all the stuff on the Tundra, when it comes to modifications, and I enjoy doing it. It's a ton of fun for me. Even maintenance, I've always taken pride in performing my own oil changes. If I have to swap out a piece, alternator, whatever it is on my previous vehicles, I'd always do it. And if I didn't know how to do it, I'd research it and figure it out. I've always taken a lot of pride in doing that. However, with me being a little bit busier at work, now having 3 kiddos, 3 dogs, 2 cats, I mean, life happens, right? So you become a little bit more busy, and the amount of time that you can divest toward that kind of stuff kind of goes out the window, as I know a lot of the other moms and dads out there can relate to that. So all that to say, you guys know I went to 4Wheel Parts the other day to have them install my Westcott Designs perch lift kit on the 4Runner 280 Pro here, as well as mount these BFG Goodrich KO2 tires that I had purchased separately as well. So they mounted those, balanced it, realigned it, and of course installed the Westcott lift to actually allow it to fit well. And they did a good job. So let me open up the video with that. I think they did a good job looking at the actual the placement of the perch lifts and just how it all came together. There's no scuffs or rashes, and they didn't get sloppy with the job, in my opinion, at least face value, right? However, about 45 minutes ago, I noticed this little guy in my daughter's stroller, in the back of her stroller. I was like, what the heck? Then I went over to my wife and I said, what is this doing in the stroller? She said, Peanut just found that in our, right by the tire of the 4Runner. I was like, okay, well, that's problematic. So that just happened. I haven't actually checked to see how tightened the rest of the lugs are. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is a lug nut, of course, off of one of the wheels. And you got 6 on each of the wheels here. So 6 lug on the 4Runner. And you can see right here we are missing one. And my daughter, she doesn't tinker with this stuff. She doesn't come out here, of course she doesn't get a socket wrench and try to undo them. So pretty crazy that it happened to be right here with it, right here by the tire. So that part I don't really understand, if I'm being honest with you guys. However, I would assumed it would have flew off while driving, not here, because we've driven it quite a bit since actually putting those on, all that stuff on. So that shocks me a little bit, but definitely happy to still here, of course, I can slap it on. But a little bit concerning, of course, right? But it did serve as a reminder, right? So a reminder to always double check, triple check after you go to any, whether it be a dealership, a shop, a place like 4Wheel Parts, even tire places, right? I mean, going to Discount Tire, they got to take off, dismount all your wheels and remount them. You would like to think that they're all pretty dang good. And I've seen them do it before too. I've seen them, they tend to have a lot of attention to detail, because they do it all day. That is their profession, that is their craft, and they should have it down to an art form. But does that mean you're gonna get the occasional lazy dude? Of course. I mean, you can get the occasional person who maybe doesn't like his job as much. Of course, no company is gonna be, without 1 or 2 bad eggs, right? And I'm not saying the place I went to had that, and perhaps they were just a little busy and they didn't do a full secondary check. Because I've seen it too. I think Toyota is one of their requirements, at least, to have somebody go after someone already zaps them all back on. Their whole entire purpose is to go back all around it one more time to double check. So I've seen that firsthand as I was waiting in the lobby there. And you can see it through the windows as they're working on it. So I know Toyota for sure has an extra check as a part of their little checklist. But anyways, that was not the case, of course, with 4Wheel Parts, as they did not fully get this one loosened. So again, I haven't checked all the others just yet, but I'll include that in the description if there was any others that were loose on here for you guys. So a couple reminders. Double check afterward, never hurts, especially like, even changing oil, right? You go to places who are bringing cars, zipping cars in and out all day long. It doesn't hurt just to go pop up underneath your vehicle, triple check that drain plug is for sure secured and tightened, because all it takes is for that to be loose. If that comes off, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot for your engine to be toast. So it is worth taking the additional 15 minutes just to make sure your everything is going to be buttoned up appropriately. So that's tip number one, a reminder number one for me. But number two is, I think it is always appropriate to do a little walk around video of your vehicle in the parking lot as you're dropping it off to the actual, whatever it is, the shop, the dealership, Discount Tire, whoever is performing the work on your vehicle. Just, even though you will feel ridiculous, get out right after you hand the keys, or right before you hand the keys, but right as you drop it off in the place that you dropped it off at. You know, get out and just do a walk around. It doesn't need to be up close and looking at all the details and everything. If you just do a walk around video of it, at least you have that hip pocket. So just in case, heaven forbid, in the very slim chance something does happen, you have the hip pocket, and it's time stamped, of course, when you took the video, and of course it's at the location that you actually dropped your vehicle off. So 9 times out of 10, you know, if something were to happen, you can say, oh, actually, I ended up taking a video as I dropped it off, and see, I did not have a giant rash, scrape on the back of my bumper. And this is, you can see the date and time, yeah, and it's kind of hard to argue that, right? Whereas you can always find yourself in a position of going back and forth with a company or a store saying, no, you did this, no, you had it before. So that kind of takes that argument out of it. So I'd always encourage you to do that, even though you will feel, you're going to feel a little ridiculous, but I would say that's okay. And heaven forbid, you know, even if the manager or whoever's working on your vehicle sees you doing it, if they catch you doing your little walk around video, I almost prefer that, honestly, because then it just, what's that say? It tells them, like, hey, you really love your vehicle and you don't want to be held liable for their mistakes. And then what is that going to force them to do? It's going to force them to give a little bit more attention and maybe additional care to your vehicle, make sure that they don't mess up on you. Of course, there is always that chance that they're going to think you're a nut, and that's okay. I think that's okay. It's worth it to, you know, if it means, you know, protecting your asset as you drop it off to them, I think it's absolutely worth it. So those are the two reminders that I'm offering up to myself too, as a result of what happened just now here for that. So always double check the work, make sure everything's tightened up and bolted up appropriately afterward, and B, always take an opportunity to do a walk around video just to make sure that everything is good to go as you drop it off, as a kind of a liability, kind of CYA kind of a thing there. So already made this video longer than I wanted to, but I just want to share those two things with you. So appreciate you. Oh yeah, the final thing I'll mention is I'll call 4 Wheel Parts here and just let them know, hey, yeah, you guys didn't fully button up everything. I'm gonna leave it there. Just let them know, hey, give them that feedback. Say, hey, I'd catch it, but no issue. Just want to let you know about it. So hopefully they'll just do a little bit of reminder for their folks to slow down and make sure that they are doing the job appropriately. So appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.